The whistle's shrill blast cut through the roar of the crowd like a knife, and in that split second, I felt the world tilt. My cleats slipping on the rain-slicked turf as Coach Harlan's voice boomed over the storm. "Ramirez, you're benched. Get the hell off my field." His eyes, those piercing blue storms I'd secretly admired for months, locked onto mine with a fury that made my chest ache. Not from the sprint I just burned out, but from the unspoken truth twisting between us. He knew I was holding back, not for the team, but for him. And as I trudged to the sidelines, mud caking my shins, the thunder cracked overhead, mirroring the crack in my heart. I'd given everything to this game, to him, and now it was all unraveling in the downpour of the state semifinals. I never meant to fall for Coach Harlan. Hell, I didn't even like him at first. It was my junior year at Elmwood State College in upstate New York, where the autumn leaves turned the campus into a postcard of red and gold. But the soccer field was a battlefield of frozen grass and relentless wind off Lake Ontario. I was Javier Ramirez, the scrappy midfielder from Queens, the kid who'd clawed his way onto the scholarship roster with nothing but a beat-up ball and dreams bigger than my family's cramped apartment back home. Soccer wasn't just a sport for me. It was escape, identity. The one place where my queerness didn't feel like a secret I had to bury under layers of machismo and team loyalty. Coach Harlan, real name Elias Harlan, but no one dared call him that, had transferred in from some D1 powerhouse in California the summer before. He was 35, built like a wall of muscle under his track jacket, with a jawline sharp enough to cut glass and hair the color of wet sand that he kept buzzed military short. Whispers around the locker room painted him as a legend. 2 national titles under his belt, a reputation for turning losers into champions, but also for chewing up players who didn't measure up and spitting them out. "Arrogant prick," my roommate Tyler muttered during orientation week, tossing his duffel into the dorm bunk. Tyler was our starting forward, all-American boy with a grin that could charm refs and a girlfriend in every sorority. Heard he got fired from his last gig for being too hard on the gays. Like, full-on homophobe vibes. I laughed it off, but it stuck with me like a thorn. I'd been out to a few close friends back in high school, but college was different. Bigger stakes, more eyes. Elmwood's team was a mix. White kids from suburbs, a couple black guys from the city, me as the token Latino firecracker. We called ourselves the Elmwood Elms, a nod to the ancient trees lining the quad. But under Harlan, we were machines. Practices were brutal. Sprints until your lungs burned, drills that left bruises blooming like ink on skin. Harlan paced the sidelines in his whistle and clipboard, barking orders like a drill sergeant. "Faster, Ramirez. You run like you're carrying a damn piñata." His voice was gravel and thunder, laced with that West Coast drawl that made even insults sound poetic. The first time our eyes really met wasn't during a drill. It was after a scrimmage in late September, the air crisp with the promise of fall championships. I'd scored the winning goal, a fluke header off a corner kick that sailed past our backup goalie like it had wings. The team mobbed me, Tyler hoisting me onto his shoulders as the sun dipped low, painting the field in honeyed light. Harlan pulled me aside as we cooled down, his hand clamping my shoulder with a grip that was firm, almost too intimate. Up close, he smelled like cedar cologne and fresh-cut grass, and those blue eyes, framed by faint crow's feet from years squinting into stadium lights, held something unreadable. "Not bad, kid," he said, his voice dropping low, "just for me. But don't get cocky. Talent's cheap. Heart's what wins." His thumb brushed my collarbone as he adjusted my jersey, and I swear my pulse stuttered. Was it nothing, or everything I'd been hiding? From there, it snowballed in the quiet moments. I'd linger after practice, taping ankles in the training room while he reviewed game tape on his laptop, the glow illuminating the sharp planes of his face. He'd grunt approvals at my footwork breakdowns, and once, when I nailed a prediction on the opponent's weak flank, he cracked a smile rare, like sunlight through clouds. "Sharp eye, Javier. Stick around. We'll make something of you." My name on his lips felt like a secret code, warm and weighted. I started noticing the little things. How his laugh rumbled low during team barbecues, how he'd defend a teammate's fumble with a fierce loyalty that belied his cold exterior. Rumors swirled. He was divorced. No kids. Lived alone in a cabin off campus with a dog named Scout. Straight as an arrow, they said. But I caught him watching me during water breaks. His gaze lingering a beat too long on the sweat tracing down my neck. October brought rain and rivalries. Our conference foes, the Rochester Royals, were gunning for us after we stole their title the year before. Harlan ramped up the intensity, mandatory film sessions that ran till midnight, weight room marathons that left us groaning. I thrived under it, pushing harder to earn those fleeting nods from him. But the team fractures started showing. Tyler, ever the golden boy, chafed at Harlan's critiques. Dude's a tyrant. He'd vent in the showers, steam curling around us like ghosts. Benching starters for attitude? Bullshit. I defended him quietly. Harlan was molding us, breaking us down to build unbreakable bonds. Deep down, though, I wondered if my own motivations were pure. Late nights in my dorm, I'd replay his touches. A pat on the back that lingered, a hand steadying me after a hard fall. Was I projecting? Or was there a spark in those blue eyes? A mirror to my own hidden fire? The first real conflict hit during a mid-season away game against Syracuse. We were up 2-1 in the second half, mud flying, crowd a sea of orange chanting obscenities. I intercepted a pass, dribbled through 3 defenders. Pure instinct, heart pounding like war drums, and slotted it home for the insurance goal. The bench erupted. Tyler bear-hugged me mid-celebration. But as I jogged back, Harlan's face was stone. Post-game in the locker room, he tore into us. That was sloppy. Ramirez, you got lucky. Next time, finish with purpose, not flair. The room went silent, tension thick as fog. Tyler shot me a look. See? Tyrant. I swallowed the hurt, nodding like it was fuel. Later, alone in the bus's back row, Harlan slid into the seat across from me. The engine's hum our only witness. Didn't mean to ride you hard, he murmured, rubbing his temple. You're carrying this team, Javi. Can't afford to let you coast. Javi. No one called me that but family. His knee brushed mine in the cramped space, and neither of us moved away. The air crackled, unspoken words hanging like storm clouds. I won't coast, coach, I whispered, my voice steady despite the butterflies rioting in my gut. He held my gaze, something vulnerable flickering there. A crack in the armor. For a heartbeat, I thought he'd say more, but the bus lurched, and he pulled back, the moment fracturing like thin ice. Back on campus, the whispers grew. Someone, maybe a jealous walk-on, started rumors about me. Ramirez has got a thing for the coach. They snickered in the dining hall, loud enough to sting. I laughed it off publicly, but inside, it festered. Coming out wasn't an option. Not with nationals on the line, not when Harlan's respect was the air I breathed. Tyler cornered me one night in our room, pizza boxes strewn like casualties. What's the deal, man? You mooning over Harlan or what? He's straight. Divorce was over some chick in Cali. His tone was half joking, half protective, but it landed like a punch. Screw off, Ty. I shot back, heat rising. Not everything's a rom-com. But doubt crept in. Was I delusional? Reading maps into shadows? November chilled the air, frosting the practice fields and sharpening our edges for the playoffs. Harlan pushed us mercilessly, his arrogance a shield against the pressure mounting on his shoulders. Elmwood hadn't made finals in 5 years. During a team meeting, he paced like a caged lion, clipboard slapping his thigh. Royals think they own this conference? We'll bury him. But it starts with trust. No secrets, no bullshit. His eyes swept the room, pausing on me, and I felt exposed, raw. That night I couldn't sleep. The dorm was quiet, Tyler snoring across from me. So I slipped out to the empty track, stars pricking the black sky like distant hopes. Footsteps crunched behind me, Harlan, in sweats and a hoodie, Scout trotting at his heels. Can't sleep either? He asked, voice soft in the night. We walked laps, the dog's tags jingling a rhythm to our confessions. He talked about California. The glory, the burnout, the ex-wife who called him emotionally constipated. I shared snippets of Queens. Abuelita's tamales, the fear of disappointing immigrant parents who'd sacrificed everything for my cleats. "You're more than your game, Javi," he said, stopping under a lamppost's glow. Our shadows merged on the path, and when he squeezed my arm, gratitude or more? I leaned in, heart hammering, but he stepped back, jaw tight. "Get some rest. Big weeks coming. Rejection or restraint." The line blurred, pulling me deeper into the storm. As playoffs loomed, the team's unity frayed. Tyler's resentment boiled over during a drill. He mouthed off to Harlan after a missed shot. "Ease up, coach. We're human." Harlan's response was ice. "Human? Prove it on the field or sit." Tyler stormed off, slamming the door. In the aftermath, Harlan found me in the weight room, spotting my bench presses. "Tyler's got fire, but no discipline," he grumbled, hands steady on the bar. "You see it too?" I nodded, wiping sweat. "He's scared. We all are." Silence stretched, heavy with what-ifs. Then, quietly, "What about you, Javi? What scares you?" "Everything. Being gay in a straitjacket world. Loving a man who might never reciprocate. Losing the only family I'd found on this frostbitten field. Losing—" I lied, voice cracking. He didn't press, just added weight to the bar. "Then don't." That touch, his fingers grazing mine as he racked the plates, ignited something fierce, a promise unspoken. The betrayal came swift as a counterattack. 2 days before the semifinals against Rochester, Tyler pulled me aside after practice, face ashen under the stadium lights. "Javi, man, I didn't mean for this." He shoved his phone at me. Screenshots of texts, anonymous posts on the team's group chat. Someone had leaked a photo. Me and Harlan on the track that night. Shadows too close, my lean too telling. Captions screamed, "Ramirez riding coach for playing time? Elmwood scandal." My stomach dropped, the world narrowing to a pinprick. "Who?" I choked. Tyler looked away. I told Mark about the walk. Thought it was nothing. He must have. Mark, the jealous walk-on. Betrayal burned hot, twisting my loyalty into ash. Tyler's eyes pleaded friendship's last gasp. But the damage was done. The team fractured overnight. Sidelong glances in the locker room, whispers like venom. Harlan called an emergency huddle, his face a mask of controlled rage. "This bullshit ends now. We're a unit. Rumors don't touch us." But his gaze on me was shattered glass, protective yet distant. "Javi, my office. Now." In the dim light of his cramped space, posters of past glories peeling at edges, Scout curled by the heater. He paced while I stood rigid. "Talk to me," he demanded, voice raw. The words tumbled out. The photo, the fear, the truth I'd buried. "I'm gay, coach. And yeah, I feel things. For you." "Stupid, I know." Silence roared. His shoulders sagged, and he sank into his chair, rubbing his face. "Javi. God. Not anger, but anguish. I'm not. I can't." He trailed off. Then, divorce wasn't over a woman. It was over me, coming out too late, too messy. "I'm bi, kid. But this? You? It's a minefield." Confession hung between us, electric and fragile. No kiss, no promises, just honesty, raw as an open wound. "I trust you," he said finally. "Show me on the field. That's how we fight back." Tears stung, but I nodded. Dedication, not desire, would be my armor. The semifinals dawned gray and sodden, rain lashing the stands at neutral site Veterans Memorial Stadium in Syracuse. Rochester Royals in their crimson kits, a wall of aggression. Us in Elmwood green, battered but unbroken. The crowd, 5,000 strong, a mix of diehards and bandwagoners, chanted under umbrellas, the air thick with wet earth and anticipation. Harlan's pregame speech was fire. "They want our souls? Take theirs first. For each other." His eyes met mine across the circle, trust, a silent vow. Tyler clapped my back, apology in his grip. Even Mark nodded, shame etching his features. Betrayal's sting dulled to resolve. Kickoff was chaos. Royals pressed hard, their striker, a beast named Donovan, bullying our back line. 10 minutes in, he slotted one past our keeper 0-1. Groans rippled. Harlan's shout cut through. Heads up! We're not done. I took the restart, threading a pass to Tyler, who fired wide. Halftime loomed at 0-1. Locker room a steam of frustration. Harlan burst in, slamming his clipboard. Soft. All of you. Donovan's eating us alive because we're scared. His gaze pinned me. Ramirez, you're the heart. Show him. I stripped off my soaked jersey, taped fresh, and led the charge back out. Rain sheeted down, turning the pitch to a slip and slide. Second half ignited. I won a free kick at the 55th, curling it into the mixer. Tyler headed it home 1-1. Elation surged, but Royals countered viciously. At the 70th, Donovan broke free. I chased, lungs screaming, sliding in with a perfect tackle that sent the ball flying. The ref's whistle blew. Foul? Clean? Yellow card, but the crowd roared approval. Harlan's fist pump from the sidelines was my oxygen. With 15 left, Betrayal's ghost whispered doubts, but I silenced it. A turnover in midfield, me stripping the ball, evading two, feeding Tyler on the wing. He crossed low. I ghosted in, volleying it top corner. 2-1. The stadium erupted, teammates piling on in the mud, rain mingling with tears. But climax wasn't victory, it was the 88th minute. Royals equalized on a penalty, Donovan's rocket burying our hopes. Extra time loomed, legs leaden while fraying. Harlan signaled me over during a water break, water dripping from his hood like diamonds. One more push, Javi. For us. Not team us. Heart swelling, I nodded. In the 105th, exhaustion clawed, but I intercepted a lazy pass, sprinted the length, 50 yards of hell, drawing 3 defenders before chipping to an unmarked Tyler. Goal. 3-2. Final whistle, pandemonium. We were finals bound. Post-game, under the emptying stands, Harlan found me by the goalpost, alone with the dying rain. You did it? He breathed, pulling me into a hug, brotherly, yet charged, his heartbeat sinking mine. We did. No labels, no lines crossed. Just 2 men who'd bared souls on sacred ground. Proud of you, Javi. More than the game. The words healed fractures I didn't know bled. Finals against Cornell were a blur of glory. We won 4-2, my assist sealing Nationals' berth. But the Real win was after. Team bonds reforged, Tyler's apology beer in the quad under spring stars, Harlan's quiet invite to walk scout at dawn. No grand romance erupted. Life's messier. Boundaries blur slow. He dated a professor eventually, soft and kind. I came out fully, finding love in a teammate's brother, steady and true. But that season, it taught me dedication's true face. Not blind loyalty, but vulnerable trust, turning cold arrogance to warm humanity. In America's heartland fields, where boys become men, we learned love isn't a score. It's the fight to show up, rain or shine. Looking back, that hug under the rain-soaked goalpost was the pivot. The moment when Coach Harlan's walls didn't just crack. They crumbled just enough to let light in. But victory's high faded fast, replaced by the grind of Nationals prep. Elmwood buzzed with unaccustomed swagger. Banners strung across the quad, local news crews staking out the athletic center like paparazzi at a scandal. I soaked it in, the validation a bomb after the leaked photos sting. Yet, beneath the cheers, unease simmered. The team had rallied around me post-scandal. Tyler especially, turning his guilt into fierce wingman energy. But trust is fragile as a fresh sprain. And Harlan? He was a master at compartmentalizing, barking orders by day, offering those stolen, soul-bearing glances by night. It was torture and treasure, this dance on the edge. Nationals were in Atlanta, a steamy December detour from New York's chill. The Georgia Dome, a colossus of steel and spectacle. We flew down commercial, crammed in coach like sardines. Harlan up front with the brass while we rode rowdies swapped stories and nerves. Tyler claimed the window seat beside me, passing a bag of sour gummies. Remember that pickup game in the park, Javi? You versus the whole crew, barefoot on concrete. I chuckled, the memory a warm anchor. Yeah. And you cried when I nutmegged you. He punched my arm, grin wide. Lies. But seriously, after all the crap, you're still here, captaining us through hell. Means everything. His words mended a tear I hadn't named. Brotherhood's quiet power. Betrayal's scar faded, replaced by something stronger. Chosen family. Harlan's pre-tournament speech in the hotel ballroom was vintage him. Arrogant edge softened by earned respect. 8 teams, 1 crown. Cornell's got pedigree, but we've got grit. Ramirez, you're the spark. Tyler, the hammer. No heroes, just us. His eyes lingered on me. A private flame in public fire. Later, in the elevator alone, fate's cruel joke, he brushed my hand, accidental or not. Proud, he murmured as doors dinged open. I floated to my room, replaying it like a highlight reel, but reality crashed. A text from home. Abuelita's voice note, thick with accent and worry. Mijo, the news, that photo? Tell me you're safe. My throat tightened. Coming out to family was a bridge half-burned. Mom understood. Dad. Complicated. I called, soothing her with half-truths. The weight of worlds colliding. First round. Us versus a scrappy Texas squad. The Longhorns under the dome's echoing vastness. The crowd was a rainbow of school colors, chants bouncing like pinballs. We dominated early, my through ball setting Tyler for a brace, 2-0 at half. But Texas clawed back, their keeper a wall named Ruiz who stonewalled my curler. Tension peaked at 2-2 in the 80th, a scramble in the box turning ugly. Elbows flying, refs whistle piercing. I went down hard, cleat raking my calf, pain blooming red. Harlan's roar from the bench, "Get up, Javi!" pulled me vertical. Limping, I won the corner, whipped it in, header off the line, rebound tapped by our sub. 3-2 final. Ice bath after. Harlan knelt beside the tub, towel in hand. "Tough as nails," he said, voice low. His fingers traced the gash, clinical yet tender, sending sparks up my spine. "Rest up. Need you whole." The air thickened, words unspoken. "Need you, period." I nodded, drowning in blue eyes, the line between coach and confidant blurring further. Off-field moments wove the romance's subtle thread. Atlanta's streets became our escape. Team outings to Centennial Park, where fountains danced under Christmas lights, Harlan loosening up with a rare beer, laughing at Tyler's bad jokes. One evening, post-victory dinner at a soul food joint, collards and cornbread steaming. He and I lingered on the patio, city hum a backdrop. "Ever think about after?" he asked, swirling his glass. "Post-soccer life?" I shrugged, vulnerability slipping. "Coaching, maybe, like you, turning kids into killers." He smiled, faint. "It's not glory. It's ghosts. Every win echoes the losses you carry." He shared a piece then. His coming out post-divorce to a sister who'd hugged him tight, a father who'd walked away. "Took years to forgive myself." "Don't wait that long, Javi." His hand covered mine under the table, brief as breath, but it anchored me. That night, alone, I journaled it out. First time since high school, the crush evolving into something profound. Admiration laced with ache, a love humanistic in its restraint. Quarterfinals pitted us against UCLA, Harlan's old stomping ground, a poetic gut punch. The Bruins were sleek, California Golden Boys with pedigrees and pace. Pre-game, Harlan was a ghost, pacing hotel halls at dawn. Scouts stand in a stuffed bear from the gift shop. I knocked on his door, coffee in hand. "Fuel for the fire," I said, stepping in. The room smelled of him. Cedar, coffee, quiet storm. He took the cup, our fingers lingering. "They beat me in '09 finals. Payback sweet, but..." Doubt shadowed his face. I sat on the bed's edge, bold. "You're not that coach anymore. You're ours." He sank beside me, shoulders brushing. "And you?" Scared of the spotlight. Truth spilled. The photos echo, fear of being the gay player token. "But you showed me it's okay to be seen." His nod was slow, weighted. "You're seen, Javi. Always were." No kiss, just proximity, the romance and restraint, emotions cresting like waves held back by will. Match day. Dome electric, Bruin fans in powder blue outnumbering ours. UCLA struck first, a screamer from 30 yards. 0-1. We pressed, my crosses finding heads but not net. Halftime. Harlan's fury tempered by strategy. Switch to diamond mid. Javi, roam free. Second half, we equalized. Tyler's poacher goal off my assist. Extra time dragged. Legs jelly. Until the 118th. UCLA break. Their winger rounding our keeper. I tracked back. A desperate lunge. Ball cleared, counter-launched. Tyler to me, one-on-one with Ruiz's successor. Feint left. Slot right, 2-1. Whistle blew. Semis secured. Locker room delirium, Gatorade showers, and bear hugs. Harlan pulled me aside in the tunnel, voice husky. That lunge? Saved us. His palm on my nape, thumb stroking. A father's pride, a lover's longing. Couldn't let them take it from you, I whispered. He exhaled, stepping back. From us. Semis against Duke. Blue Devils, defense like iron. Rain, Atlanta's gift. Turned the pitch slick, mirroring my inner tumult. Early goal for them, a deflection off our clearance. 0-1. Harlan's adjustments faltered. Tyler cramped out at half. I captained the second, barking orders, threading needles in the deluge. 75th minute. Free kick, 40 yards. Wind howled. I struck it clean, dipping over the wall, keeper flailing. 1-1. Elation, but Duke pressed. 88th, their corner, chaos. Ball loose. I cleared off the line, body twisted, ribs cracking on impact. Pain exploded, but I waved off the trainer. Finals waited. Extra time. Stalemate till the 110th. My corner headed by a sub, 2-1. Victory, but at cost. Medics taping my side, Harlan's face ashen. Hospital now. In the ER, fluorescent hell, he waited in the hall. Scout's photo on his phone, a talisman. Stubborn fool. He chided when allowed in, but his grip on my hand was lifeline. Worth it, I gasped. For the story we'll tell. He laughed soft. First real one I'd heard. Tears glinting. Emotions peaked there, in beeps and bandages. Love's quiet profundity, beyond bodies, in shared scars. Finals eve, Cornell, Ivy beasts with brains and brawn. Hotel suite party wound down, team crashing early. I wandered to the balcony. City lights a constellation. Harlan joined, scotch in hand. Can't sleep, silence companionable, then. This run, it's you, Javi. Dedication incarnate. Vulnerability cracked him open. After divorce, I swore off connections. Too risky, but you make me want to risk. Heart soared, plummeted. And, he set the glass down. After tomorrow, we talk. Real talk. Hope's ember glowed. No rush, romance as slow burn, humanistic impatience. The Georgia Dome on finals morning felt like the world's beating heart, pulsing with a cacophony that drowned my pulse. Thousands of voices layered in chants. The metallic tang of turf under lights. The distant rumble of concessions carts like thunder in my veins. Cornell's big red loomed across the midfield line. Their captain. A lanky striker named Ellis with a predator's grin. Eyeing me like fresh meat. We'd scouted them for weeks. Possession obsessives. Midfield maestros who suffocated teams in a web of short passes. Harlan's game plan was etched in my brain. Disrupt, counter, endure. But as the anthems faded and cleats stamped the center circle, doubt gnawed. Not at our prep, but at the fragile us Harlan had dangled like a promise. One more game, then talk. Win or lose, we'd face it. Kickoff cracked like a starter pistol. Cornell controlled the ball early. Their tiki-taka a hypnotic blur, pinging between boots until Ellis broke free at the 8th minute. A clinical finish past our keeper's dive, 0-1. The Elms section deflated. A wave of green shirts slumping in unison. Harlan's voice sliced through my earpiece. Coaches had them now. A tech upgrade for nationals. Breathe, Javi. Press high. I did. harrying their pivot like a shadow, forcing a turnover at the 15th. My outlet found Tyler, who, back from his cramp, fire in his eyes, danced past two, slotting low. 1-1. Roar swelled, a tide lifting us. But Cornell's response was surgical. At 28th, a set-piece curler kissed the post, rebound buried. 1-2. Halftime whistle blew amid groans, the scoreboard a taunt. Locker room was a pressure cooker, steam from ice packs mingling with Harlan's intensity. He ditched the clipboard, pacing barefoot, vulnerable, human. They're dictating because we're reacting. Flip it. Javi, you're the disruptor. Own their engine room. His eyes bored into mine, not just strategy but belief. You, the kid from Queens against Ivy machines. Tyler slapped my back. We got this, Cap. Even the benchwarmers nodded. The betrayal week's old now legend. Fuel for unity. I taped my ribs tighter, pain a dull roar, and led the charge back out. Second half, we surged. At 52nd, my interception sparked a break. Me to sub-forward Reyes. Tap in 2-2. Crowd frenzy peaked, dome shaking like an earthquake. But Cornell wouldn't yield. 65th. Ellis again. A volley from a cleared corner. 2-3. Despair clawed. My ribs screamed with every breath, vision spotting. Harlan's earpiece crackled. One gear, Javi. For the heart. Heart. Us, the team, the unspoken. At 78th, free kick 25 yards. Rain from earlier left the ball greasy. I struck it with everything. Curl, dip, sting. Keeper parried, but Tyler pounced on the loose ball. 3-3. Pandemonium. Extra time loomed. Legs cement, but momentum was ours. 92nd minute. Cornell corner. Bodies colliding. Ball squirted free. I lunged, knee connecting, clearance, counter. Reyes fed me wide. I cut in, feinted, unleashed. Post hit, rebound, Tyler, goal. 4-3. Whistle, regulation end. Overtime. The break was eternity in minutes. Medics probing my side. Harlan's shadow over me in the tunnel. You're bleeding through, he muttered, pressing gauze. Sub out. No. Defiance burned. This is mine. His jaw clenched, pride warring worry. Then end it. Overtime first period. Stalemate attrition war. Cornell pressed, their subs fresh. We wilted, but held. Second period 108th. Their break, Ellis streaming. I tracked a lifetime in seconds. Tackle sliding, ball won but cost. Ankle twisting under his boot. Ref waved play on. I rose limping, launched forward. Pass to Tyler, crossback, volley saved. 115th. Fatigue's fog. Harlan's voice. Now, Javi. Turnover stolen. I dribbled 3 markers, rain slick steps. Chipped over the keeper. Arcing perfect. Net ripple. 5-3. Final whistle, champions. The field became a sea of green, teammates converging in a heap of limbs and sobs. Tyler hoisted the trophy first, then passed to me. Captain's honor, its weight grounding the surreal. Confetti rained, flashes popped. I scanned for Harlan, found him on the sideline, arms crossed but eyes wet, clapping slow, pride pure. Post-ceremony, in the bowels of the dome. Echoes fading. He met me by the locker bank, alone. National champ, he said, voice thick. You showed 'em all. I dropped the medal, stepped close. We did. The hug was inevitable, fierce, ribs protesting, but his hold gentle. Talk, I whispered. He nodded, pulling back. Dinner. Tomorrow. Home turf. Flight back was euphoric haze. Champagne sneaked aboard, Tyler leading Sweet Caroline off-key. Elmwood's airport reception was chaos. Families, fans, brass band blaring. Abuelita crushed me first, rosary beads digging ribs, tears salting my cheek. Mi campeón. Dad hung back, gruff nod hiding mist, progress incremental. Harlan watched from the crowd's edge, scouts leash in hand, a quiet anchor. Campus exploded upon return. Parade down Main Street, Mayor's Key, Bonfire that night where I spoke, halting, heartfelt, about grit, not gifts. This win, it's every late night, every doubt, every brother who had my back. Cheers drowned the rest. Harlan's gaze from the stage wing said he heard the subtext. But Euphoria's shadow loomed. The talk. Next evening, his cabin, rustic A-frame nestled in Adirondack foothills. Pine scent and crackling fire. Scout greeted with tail wags. Harlan, in flannel and jeans, poured wine, red, bold. Dinner was simple. Grilled steak, potatoes, stories swapped like currency. Remember that first scrimmage? He laughed. You tripped over your own feet. I grinned. And you called me Piñata Boy. Ease settled, but tension hummed. Post-meal on the porch swing. Stars carpet overhead, he broached it. That night on the track. I pulled back because I was scared. Power imbalance. Kid, you're my player. Not anymore, I countered soft. Graduating in May. Equals. He sighed, hand finding mine. Equals. But feelings? Messy. Care Javi deep. More than coach should. Confessions dam broke. His bisexuality a late bloom. Divorce's wreckage. Fear of tainting my youth. You're light in my dark. But is it fair? We talked till moon high, honest, harrowing. No declarations, just mapping the minefield. Boundaries, time, therapy for his ghosts. Slow, he proposed. Coffee dates, not cabin nights. See if it's real. I agreed, heart full, romance not conquest, but cultivation. Humanistic, in its mess. Two flawed men forging path through American heartland's quiet truths. Yet conflict resurfaced, betrayal's echo. A week post-nationals. Tyler burst into my dorm. Face thunder. Media's digging, the photo, the talks. Some royal leaked more. Saying Harlan's grooming you. Stomach nodded. Headlines loomed. Scandal threatening titles, jobs. Harlan called emergency meet. Ignore it. Focus on legacy. But eyes betrayed fear, his career, my future. I rallied team. Speech raw. They want to tear us? Let them try. We're unbreakable. Support surged, but privately Harlan cracked. Late call, Javi, if this tanks me. Stay away. Protect you. No, I fired. We fight together. Dedications test. Not field, but firestorm. The storm hit. Article in Sports Illustrated Online. Elmwood's hidden playbook? Romance or ruin? Quotes twisted, photo grainy but damning. Protests. Campus queers marching in support. Alumni donors raging. Harlan suspended pending review. I testified to ethics board. Voice steady. Mentorship, not malice. He saved us, made me better. Truth prevailed. Clearance came, but scars lingered. Team dinner that night. Harlan back humbled. Oh, you all. Tyler toasted. To Javi, the real MVP. Laughter healed. Spring thawed the fields. Practices light with laughter. Harlan and I navigated slow. Coffees in town. Walks with Scout where hands brushed accidental on purpose. First real date, May, post-graduation. Picnic by the lake, sandwiches and stories. Nervous? He teased, unpacking. Terrified? I admitted. Kiss came natural, sunset gilded, soft, exploratory. Emotions cresting without rush. Love, earned through trials, bloomed humanistic. Acceptance's quiet revolution. Graduation weekend in late May wrapped Elmwood in a haze of mortarboards and mayflies. The quad a riot of black gowns fluttering like crows against the greening elms. I walked the stage. Diploma in hand, Abuelita whooping from the bleachers. Feeling the weight lift, not just of cap and tassel, but of the season's shadows. Coach Harlan, no, Elias now, in private, sat with faculty, his clap the loudest, blue eyes a beacon amid the sea. Post-ceremony brunch, he cornered me by the punch bowl. Tie loosened, smile crooked. Alum now, Ramirez, means you're free to buy me coffee without ethics forms. I laughed, the sound light as post-rain air. Deal. But you're still Piñata Boy in my book. Banter bridged the gap, our new normal teetering on possibility. Summer beckoned with promise and pull. I stayed local, interning at a youth soccer camp in Syracuse, teaching inner-city kids footwork and fortitude, channeling Harlan's grit into tiny cleats. He took a sabbatical, recharging at the cabin, but texts flew daily. Memes of bad refs, scout pics with captions like, "He misses his favorite midfielder," flirtation subtle, building, first weekend visit. I drove up, windows down, lake wind whipping. Cabin glowed welcoming, fire pit crackling. We grilled burgers, beers cracked, stories unspooling. His California youth, surfing dawn patrols. My Queens hustles, dodging traffic for pickup games. Ever regret it? I asked, stars wheeling overhead. Soccer. He shook head. Nah, it's life. Ups, downs, the beautiful game. Hand on knee, casual. Heart raced. That night, couch talk turned deep. His bisexuality's isolation, dating men post-divorce in a fishbowl town. Felt like coming out twice. I shared coming out fears, family's slow thaw, dad's first proud at my internship gig. Vulnerability bonded us, romance rooting in roots shared. But conflict brewed, betrayal's sequel. Mid-July, Tyler called frantic. Javi, Royals coach is suing, defamation. Says the leak proves tampering. Turns out, Mark, the walk-on, had sold stories to a tabloid, twisting our track night into inappropriate advance. Fallout. Harlan's sabbatical extended to investigation. My camp queried by board. Rage boiled. I drove to Tyler's apartment in Rochester, fists clenched. Why him again? Tyler paced, guilt redoubling. Mark's bitter benchings your shine. I vouched for you last time. Thought it buried. We strategized late. Lawyers' statements. Harlan's fighting clean, Tyler said. But it's killing him. I visited next day, cabin shadowed despite sun. Elias let me in, face gaunt. Stay out, Javi. This poison. Don't let it touch you. Too late, I countered, pulling files. We build case together. Hours pouring docs, his shoulder against mine. Teamwork reborn. You're relentless, he murmured, admiration-laced ache. Learned from best. Legal grind dragged August, hearings in stuffy conference rooms where suits dissected our souls. My testimony. Timeline crisp, emotions honest. Admiration evolved mutual, post-season. No lines crossed on field. Elias's, measured, pained. Javi's talent inspired. Anything more? Ethical minefield I navigated alone. Mark crumbled under cross, admitting grudge, fabrication. Case dismissed, but toll exacted. Elias's hair grayer. My internship extended unpaid for depots. Victory bitter. We celebrated quiet, cabin dinner with Tyler as buffer. To clearing the air, he toasted. Laughter returned, but scars deepened resolve. Love withstands storms. Fall semester loomed. I deferred grad school for pro tryouts. Chicago Fire trialing Midwest talents. Elias resumed coaching, team welcoming with wary warmth. Our rhythm. Weekly drives, him to practices, me tagging for alumni advice. Stolen moments. Coffee runs where fingers laced under tables. Lake swims where splashes hid glances. First milestone. Labor Day weekend. His cabin again. Hike through foothills, scout bounding, sweat beating. Atop ridge, valley sprawling gold. He kissed me proper. Hands cupping face, lips tentative then sure. World narrowing to breath shared. Pulled back breathless. Worth the wait. No rush further. Romance's pace humanistic. Consent's cadence. Slow wins. I echoed his words. Pro tryout in Chicago. Windy City whirlwind. Robert Blackhawks affiliate scouting. Fields crisp, competition fierce. Scouts eyeing like hawks. First session. I shone, assists flowing, but second day. Ankle tweak from nationals ghosted back. Limped off. Elias's text instant. Breathe, you've got more fields. Drove through night to meet him halfway. Diner off I-90, pancakes at midnight. Not the end, he soothed, thumb circling my palm. Backup plan. Assistant coach here? Idea sparked. Us side by side building legacies. Optimism bloomed. Tryout callback came. Partial contract. Elation shared over FaceTime, his grin wide. Champ to pro. Knew it. But betrayal's specter lingered. October. Anonymous email to Elias. More evidence. Doctored chat logs implying field favors. Sender, Mark. Unhinged post-expulsion. Panic flared. Police involved, but damage psychological. Elias withdrew, canceling dates. Can't risk you, voicemail cracked. I stormed cabin, key under mat. Found him by fire, head in hands. Running. I challenged. He rose, defeated. Protecting. Argument erupted, raw, revealing. Love isn't safe, I yelled. It's this. Fighting dirty tricks together. He deflated, pulling me close. Scared I'll lose you to this crap. Then don't push. Resolution. Therapy tandem. Boundaries bolstered. Humanistic growth. Flaws faced, not fled. Thanksgiving. My family first. Queen's chaos. Tamale steaming. Dad's nod to Elias photo on my phone. Good man. The best. Heart swelled. Then cabin, his sister's visit warm. Rye vetting me over pie. Treat him right. He's fragile under the bark. Approval earned. Family woven. Winter deepened romance. Holiday lights strung cabin porch. Skates on frozen pond. Me tumbling. Him steadying with laughs. Christmas. Scarf knit by Abuelita. His gift a locket with field dirt clod. Our ground. Emotions crested New Year's. Countdown kiss under fireworks. Resolutions whispered. Us. Official. No fanfare, quiet vow, profound. Spring 2026. Pro debut with Blackhawks. Elias courtside at opener. Goal assist. Crowd chant. Ramirez. His text. Heart showed. Post-game hotel bar. Team toasts. Us stealing corner booth. Proud, he said, hand warm. The call came, Elmwood Dean, promotion offer, head coach D1. Temptation tugged. My pro path nascent. What if? He trailed. Conflict peaked. Ambition versus anchor. Diner Dawn talks. Go if it calls. I urged. I'll follow Fields. He declined, staying us over up. Sacrifices romance. Selfless. Summer tourney coaching gig together. Youth nationals in Cali, his old turf. Fields sun-baked. Kids eager. Us seamless, his arrogance mentored into mine. One night, beach bonfire, waves crashing, he proposed future. Build something ours. Camp maybe. Legacy beyond wins. Vision crystallized. Humanistic haven. Soccer for all. Gay kids included. No shadows. Yet climax brewed. Mark's final strike. Lawsuit dropped. But blog post viral. Harlan's hypocrisy. Gay coach hides behind straight mask. Backlash. Protests at Elmwood. Alumni boycott threats. Elias faced bored again. Me testifying remote from Chicago. He's authentic. Fought for truth when it cost. Cleared. But he resigned. Fresh start. Heartbreak. But opportunity. Joint venture. Ramirez Harlan Youth Academy. Upstate grant funded. Launch event. Fields green. Kids streaming. Our hands clasped podium. Dedication. He spoke, eyes mine. Shows heart. The Academy's opening ceremony in June 2026 unfolded under a canopy of those ancient elms. The same trees that had whispered secrets to generations of Elmwood athletes. Now guardians over our fledgling dream. Over 100 kids milled the fresh-cut grass. Diverse faces from Albany row houses to Buffalo farms. Clutching mini balls and wide-eyed hope. While donors sipped lemonade and local press snapped photos. Elias stood beside me at the podium, his hand brushing mine out of sight, a subtle current amid the speeches. I'd flown in from Chicago mid-season, ankle brace hidden under slacks. The pro grinds bruises a badge. This isn't about trophies. He boomed, voice carrying that old thunder softened by purpose. It's about heart. Showing up, scars and all, for the game and each other. Applause swelled. My turn. Coach Harlan taught me that. Dedication isn't solo. It's us. Our eyes locked, the crowd fading. The arrogant wall fully felled, replaced by partnership profound. Life post-resignation suited him. Beard flecked silver, laugh lines deepening, scouts walks longer with academy trails. I split time, pro matches weekends, coaching Tuesdays, flights a blur but worth it. Romance matured. No dramas flash, but depth's quiet glow. Mornings in the cabin, coffee brewed while he reviewed drills. Evenings tangled in sheets, conversations weaving dreams. Ever miss the spotlight? I asked one dawn, tracing his chest. Nah, he murmured, kissing brow. This is it, you, these kids. Real win. Humanistic core. Love as community, not conquest. But unresolved threads tugged. Tyler, now pro in MLS Portland, visited for a camp demo, wing wizardry dazzling tweens. Over beers post-session, he confessed, Mark's in rehab, man. Cracked under pressure. Jealousy turned toxic. Pity stirred. Betrayal humanized, not monstered. Forgive. Tyler shrugged. Trying. Like you did me. Healing's arc. Forgiveness's grace. My pro path hit snag. Blackhawks coach benched me post-injury. Rust. Favoring vets. Frustration festered. Elias sensed, driving down unannounced to Chicago, motel key in hand. Talk. He demanded over takeout low main. Doubts spilled. Am I enough? Pro dream fading. He cupped face. Fierce. You're everything, player, partner, fire. Perspective shifted. Academy full-time? We brainstormed, me head coach, him director. Call to agent. Contract negotiated release. Leap taken, fear's edge thrilling. Fall academy buzzed. Enrollments tripled, scholarships for underserved. Latino leagues mirroring my roots. Queer ally sessions normalizing truths. One kid, shy freshman named Leo, confided after drills. Scared to play out. Dad says it's weak. Echoed my youth. I knelt, ball between us. Weak? Nah, brave. Show him on field. Elias watched from afar, pride soft. That night, cabin fire. You're changing lives, Javi. Kiss deepened, bodies aligning. Intimacy earned, tender, no rushes regret. Winter brought test. Elias's ex, post-divorce reconciliation attempt via letter. Miss our family. He showed me, hands steady but eyes storm. Old ghosts. We talked marathon, boundaries, hurts aired. Choose us, I whispered. He burned the letter, ashes to wind. Chosen. Trust's triumph, past's peace. Spring 2027. Academy Tournament. Our Elms Juniors versus rivals. Stands packed. Abuelita waving flags. Tyler FaceTiming from Portland. Leo scored winner. Hugging me tearful. For Dad. Post-game, Elias pulled me aside. Ring box simple wood. Not proposal, promise. Build forever. Heart stuttered. Yes gasped. No knee, no flash. Romantic in restraint. American dream reimagined. Two men. Fields green. Love's legacy. Years blurred. Academy grew. National model. LGBTQ plus inclusive. Enrollment booming. I coached pros part-time. Elias consulted D1. Family fused. Abuelita's visits. His sister's kids calling us uncles. Tyler's wedding. Us best men. Toasts roasting old scandals. Betrayal's memory? Footnote, strength source. Climax revisited in quiet. 2030 Nationals alumni game. Me captaining Elms vets versus current. Elias coaching sidelines. Gray handsome. Final play. My assist to Tyler, goal as whistle blew. Huddle. Heart, he said. Locker. Kiss amid cheers, unhidden. No arrogance left. Only love. Humanistic end. Happy? Hard won. Fields eternal. In America's vast canvas, from Queens concrete to Adirondack pines, we proved dedication's truth. Not cold commands, but warm connections, turning strangers to soulmates, losses to light. The coach was arrogant once, cold as winter wind, until I showed, and he met me there, hearts intertwined, game forever changed.